This is a new era, bringing it all together. Getting your right mind, we grind, we do it forever. That's the only mission. Elevated thinking, it's a vision. Yeah, I'ma keep moving if this don't hit. You can't stop me when I hop aboard the spaceship. Sit and watch as I make shit. I am not a human, I'm a living constellation.
Grateful to be here, grateful to be alive. Appreciate all y'all. Appreciate y'all being able to get here. I know y'all had a troop and a half just to get down here. You had what, like an hour? And a half. You had like an hour plus.
Yeah, it was like an hour and 15 with traffic.
Hour and 15. Not bad.
It wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
I'm used to Boston lately, so that's like hit or miss, an hour and a half to 3 hours.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
Like traffic and stuff. So
that's fair.
When I saw that actually the studio was here, I was like, oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I thought I was going further. Or his house is like 2.5 hours from me. So
oh yeah, that's right.
It's a hike. But yeah, this wasn't bad at all, man. Happy to be here.
Nice. Well, welcome everybody. Welcome to the Right Mind Wednesdays podcast, making connections through conversations. Appreciate everybody tuning in. I am here, your wonderful host, Jay Faith. We got some other beautiful people here. We'll start with, okay, don't introduce yourself. This is L.Y.F.E over here. We got Kayla.
What's up? I'm Snair.
Yep.
Vincent Tesoro, a.k.a. Vincenzo.
Vincenzo, yeah. Welcome back. Vinny's been on the show pod before. Welcome him back. B. Snair, welcome to the pod. Again, glad that y'all just able to make it here. We were able to work things out, get y'all in here just to chat and see what's up. So what's going on with the two of y'all? I know y'all been working.
Absolutely, man. First off, thanks so much for having us. We're very grateful to be here. And yeah, we've just been working hard behind the scenes for the last almost year and a half.
Word.
And building a lot of stuff behind the scenes, I guess, and now we're at the point where we're starting to release some of our music, and we're so blessed and grateful that it's been well received so far.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yes,
your numbers are amazing.
Thank
when
you
I
so
saw
much.
that post, what was it? I think that was a couple days ago, and it was 3,000 something, like the upper 3,000s or something. So now it's obviously more because that was a few days ago, but that's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
That must feel so good.
Yeah, it feels awesome for sure. We've been really just stoked and just really grateful, and in like 10 days we're close to 4,000, so we're still just under. So definitely stream the song on Spotify.
Word, yeah.
But yeah, Manifested Dreams. Excuse me. We dropped a couple weeks ago, and then the music video as well. And that's the first of our projects that we're putting out. And we got another one we're going to be talking about soon, or maybe tonight. We'll see if we talk about it or not. But we got more music coming real soon, and then more music after that, and more after that. So we're really excited. We're looking forward to the future and just keep putting our music out there.
Word. So are you guys like trying to do like projects, or just kind of just seeing where stuff kind of falls? Huh?
You name it.
You name it, you doing it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's fair. That's
we're
fair.
making music.
There you go. Yeah. Here we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, that's dope, man. Because I've been seeing you guys like just. How did this all come together? Because y'all are like polar opposite locations. Like, I mean, I know you and I are far, and we got something cooking up which we need to hurry up and finish. But that's a whole other thing. But he's like, shut. Yeah. This is a safe space, everybody. But yeah, just,
in the short story version, in 2019, Etheric and I put out an EP, and we had Just for Kicks and 13 Ball.
Word.
And a few of the homies from MOCG opened for us. And that was kind of the first time I met those guys, Yeah. And that night after we performed Just for Kicks, and 13 Ball ended up talking to me and asking if we were interested in joining, MOCG. So that was how that started. And then in 2020 at the MOCG Fest at LBC, Long Blue Cat, Vinny came.
That's
and
right.
We started talking. We had kind of talked a little on like Instagram or Facebook, but we didn't know each other. So we met, hit it off, and then he ended up asking if Etheric and I'd be interested in opening for his album release.
Yep.
I believe, unless I missed something in there.
Yeah, well, we met at that show in, what's that spot in Lowell? Surefire.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. So, we did a show for Bars Over Bars.
Yep.
At Surefire Creative Studios. That's right, yeah.
And then you were like, like, "Oh, we're doing this festival in New Hampshire." I'm like, "Oh man, that's the truth." I was like,
Yeah.
But you were so nice about it.
He just has a way with words.
Yeah. So I was with D-Rock. D-Rock gave me a ride because I wasn't driving up there.
Yeah. No, it was far. Yeah, it was far.
Yeah.
So yeah, he brought me up there, and I didn't even know you were with these guys.
Right.
I get there, I look around, I'm like, I know everyone here.
Y'all are
I remember
familiar.
you showed up like a little late. I wasn't sure if you were gonna make it. Well, no, I don't mean in that way. I just
An hour and a half late.
yeah.
I wish you were on time.
You are
Missed
plenty
my
on
set.
time tonight, but no. And so I just didn't know if you were gonna show, and then you ended up showing up, and like I said, I guess we hit it off more because I remember that more than the Surefire. The night I do remember that night, but I feel like we got a better chance to talk at the MOCG Fest and like have a few minutes to.
Yeah.
So I don't remember if it was there or if it was at your album release, but I do remember you asked us to open for you for your album release shortly after that.
Was that the one I was at?
Yeah, you were there.
With Frederick?
Yeah.
Fred's been my host for every album release party. It doesn't matter if he like moved out of state temporarily, like he always just seems to gravitate back from my show
Yeah.
just by accident.
Yeah,
And
just like-
I didn't even realize it until he said it. He's like, I hosted all three of them. I'm like, oh man, I guess.
Freddie's
he did.
awesome.
But he's one of the best hosts I know. Him
Yeah,
and
he's a good-
D-Rock.
Yeah, that's true. Shout out to Freddie.
Shout
Freddie's
out
a
for
good
sure.
guy.
Low key, actually, just sent him a beat, so that's gonna be in the works for sure. I'm excited for that. He's an awesome guy. And also for the Manifested video, he just put out a clothing line called Manifest.
Yep.
So
Shout
we
out
were
to
able to
them.
rock the shirts, which the timing of that was again like ridiculous. It was just like a blessing.
That's so
like
cool.
He dropped the clothing line. We were just about to film. Vinny ended up. I don't even remember how it came up, but it was just like an opportunity to wear them and get the clothes in time, and it
Yeah.
was just perfect, So
Yeah, support each other.
yeah, it
And
was
then
great.
I was like going around a thrift store. I found this little painting. It said "Dream,"
Yep.
$3.
So like
So
with
I was
all
like,
that.
okay, I got the Manifest shirt, and then I had this little painting. It was like Manifest Dream. Close enough, Manifest the Dreams.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
so cool.
for sure.
Yeah. So that's at the end
Yeah.
of the video, which was really cool. But yeah, jumping back really quick. So we did we opened for Vinny for his album release,
Mhm.
and then that night we were talking a little bit, and he was like, "Yo, we should do like a song together, have you on guitar, or like maybe we could do something." And that's how the whole thing started,
Yeah.
And then
We actually played a song together that night.
Oh, yeah.
No rehearsal.
my memory
I was
is
just
not
like,
good.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that
Yeah,
night
that
too.
was
It was a
actually
good night. It was a
funny,
good
so
show, but
I'm still like a little upset about that because he sent me the song, and it's a beautiful song. It was awesome, and I thought for some reason we weren't going to use the backing track. So I took the main melody of the song and I learned it on the acoustic, and that's what I thought we were just going to do, like the acoustic and his vocal.
Yeah.
And then we didn't practice it. We never did it in person, like nothing. And then the night of the show, we were just like, yeah, let's do it, And like, all right. So the time came, I jump up there, and immediately when the song starts, I'm like, oh shit. So I would have played totally different style. I would have done a lead guitar.
Right.
But I ended up just kind of matching the rhythm of the song, and it was really a good time, and it was a lot of fun. But I was like, like I would have done a way different.
Something totally different,
But
yeah.
I totally forgot about that too, man.
I figured.
Yeah.
But that was a powerful moment. I don't know if you remember. That was a powerful moment because my friend, his son had committed suicide, and that song was like an inspiration for it. So
Yes.
we played that song. We even like opened up the floor for that moment. I don't remember, but it was a powerful moment. So
Wow.
Yeah, you
I
had
don't
everybody
really
kind of
care
come in.
How you felt about the backing track?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, my memory too,
No,
from I don't know, 6 months before the accident is pretty spotty sometimes, and I actually forgot about that. And as you're talking about it, that was such a beautiful moment. That was amazing,
It was. Yeah.
And the song was great, and everything was fine. I'm just like over analytical and picky.
I'm the
of
same-
my
I'm the
own
same way.
stuff and my own
Yeah.
playing. So I was like, wow, I would have done that a lot different. But it was a beautiful moment for sure, and I do remember the whole vibe of the room changed for that song.
Yeah.
Everyone just was like right in the moment, and I believe you did like a small speech and right before, and it was it was
pulled
amazing.
everybody in too. I think because like you said, like everybody was kind of on the stage, if you will, on the floor, just like together. Everybody wasn't kind of like back off in their chairs. And stuff.
Did we use cards, like index cards?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what we did next. It was like basically like
the generational curses.
We all wrote down our generational curses.
Yeah.
And like we did this prayer, hoping to like relieve.
That's so
ourselves
beautiful.
from that.
Yeah, it was really cool.
See, pieces together.
Yep.
We all have terrible memories.
Oh yeah, see, hey.
But together.
Right. We can make a story and it works and it makes sense.
And playing that song, I think that's what really kind of sparked it, because it was like, yeah, we're cool. You know what I mean? Like, we both support each other, but once we actually played the song live, we're like, okay, we just did that with no rehearsal. I was like, why don't we like make a song for real now?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
At that point, you're just like, it just has to happen.
And then I do remember, I didn't forget this, like right after that, I started looking at his like Instagram and stories more and stuff. And all the music he would share was like my favorite music. And I was like, what is going on right now? Like from childhood, like Blink-182 and like old like Sum 41. And then like newer tracks from old bands that were like making a comeback. And it was just like every single time I'd see anything like that, I'd have to be like, and just message him and be like, dude, I've been listening to that forever too, where like I love that band. And so that really brought us together musically more too. And a lot of those bands aren't technically like the style of music we put out yet. But we both love that type of music and have like definitely a wide array of what we listen to genre wise, which has been really cool. Stylistically for us, like bringing us together musically,
Yeah.
And that's been something my whole life I've wanted to do. And I started off, just playing guitar because I loved it and wanted to play other people's music that I enjoyed. And then I got into heavy metal for years. And it was always like you had to stick to this like specific sound or a specific style. And I just wanted to make music, you know what I mean?
Right. It didn't matter what
lane
you fit into or tried to put yourself into.
Yeah, and I'd like write something that was I thought awesome, and my band would be like, it's so good, but like it's not heavy enough, or it's not like metal enough, or it's too like rock or not, and I'm like, why does every song have to be like this way, So it was just really cool when Vinny and I started like even talking about making music and the process began. There was like no holds barred, you know what I mean? It was just like just create, and then we'd send stuff back and forth over the internet because we lived 2.5 hours apart.
Right.
So,
Damn.
Yeah, it was pretty cool how it all.
So, you know what? Now you're getting me triggered. Yeah, we only have.
Well, no, I mean, honestly.
But this dude works behind off. I don't know what you could say on here.
Yeah,
but
whatever.
yeah, he works his ass off. Honestly, like I thought I worked hard. He
Yeah.
works harder than me.
Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, just very driven, and I realized that like when I wanted to do this for real again, this was like, to me, this was my third time really trying to do music, like seriously, and we were right at the cusp with Etheric and I, and then COVID happened.
Yeah,
and
COVID jacked everything.
Yeah, we had 3 months of shows booked, like 3 to 4 shows a week, couple like opening for headlining touring bands coming through the area, and like down in Mass we had a big show, and everything just got canceled,
Yeah.
Damn.
So at that point, we kind of, both of us were like, what do we do, And we did some like online shows, which was really weird to go from like
It's
performing.
so weird.
Yeah, like
Oh
you
my
perform
God,
in front of
COVID.
people and you vibe off their energy, good or bad, one way or
Right.
the other. But it's like now you're just staring at a camera in a room, and it's like
there's no applause afterwards.
yeah,
It's
and you
like,
gotta like bring
all right,
the
well,
vibes, and
next
it's
song.
like this is weird.
And,
You
like,
can't hear
then-
yourself either, so you don't know what you sound like.
Right.
At least for our setup, we couldn't tell what like the audience was even hearing.
Yeah.
So you kind of like squint to see the screen and hope that like little hearts are jumping,
Right.
And if
Right,
you
that's
see
your-
nothing,
that's your applause
Yeah,
there,
if you
yeah.
see nothing, you're like shit,
There's
so,
like always a tech issue. There's like
Oh man, yeah, it's horrible. You
Yeah.
know? So yeah, it was just a weird time, and both of us were like, well, we should focus on our own craft. You know what I mean? Me, Etheric and I at that time.
Yeah.
And so we started like really diving deep more into vocals and learning how to do that better, and me musically and learning my instruments better and looping. And then like everything changed again, but it really prepared me super well for when Vincent and I started going hard at everything, because I feel like that time I spent allowed me to do what I'm doing now.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I was always at that kind of
100%.
like cusp personally of like, I'm not quite where I want to be, and I'm still working on that every day, but I feel like I finally like achieved a level to myself where I was proud of what I was doing, if that makes sense, you know?
Yeah, because I believe that I know COVID sucked, but I think it brought just the creative side of things. It gave you time to be like everybody, like the time to be able to just start mastering something different, or even just what they're doing that they didn't have time before, because most of us were just stuck at home. You couldn't do anything. So it's like, well, it might as well get better.
Yeah.
Like do better, as we always say. So it's like you had that time to be able to do that. And, you know, things always work out for a reason. So obviously it was just like, it was kind of just an alley-oop to where you guys are at now and what you guys are doing. So that's dope.
Yeah, but that first song we were working on, like, that was just such a powerful experience, because, you know, we started the song and that's when the whole thing happened with Bobby, with his accident, and it was in the middle of the song. And he's been, you know, like he said, he's always messaging me, right? He's saying like, oh, I like this, I like that. So his feedback is like nonstop. He's like, oh, always positive too. Even when it's like something he doesn't like, it's like in a positive way.
Well,
You're like, how do you hate this so good?
He was dropping so much music at the time too that it was just blowing me away. I was like, man, this guy's like just hitting it hard, you know? He's determined. He's putting out all these projects. They're all really good. You know, I'm liking all the music, so.
We were halfway through the song and all of a sudden I hear nothing back. And I'm like, oh man, it's not like him. And then that's where I started seeing all the posts on Facebook and stuff, and I was like, so when he came back out of it, I felt that it was up to me to like create something that was out of this world, to be honest. You know, like I just like took a second and like searched deep inside myself and reflected on my own near-death experience, and I was like, okay, I mean, I guess we trauma bonded through it.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
we brought there's a lot of power in the lyrics that we made from that song. So like once we formed that first song and everything came together, we're like, okay, well now we have to do this,
Right.
because like there's just like too much at stake when you're looking at like life and death and your purpose and the fact that we're both still alive, and it just made sense, you know?
Yeah, seriously, because
I don't
like,
want to cry, you know.
hey,
I might.
that's what we're here for, man.
You can.
This is life.
I know.
This is life,
Yeah,
man.
man, life's hard sometimes, for sure. This is like, no, I mean, yeah, we both been through some wild stuff, and then, you know, for me personally, I didn't even know anything happened until 10 days after, and just like a quick background, I was at my normal day job of 14 years, and there was a massive propane explosion within the building, so I got blown up. Ended up suffering some pretty severe injuries. My hands were pretty detrimental at the time, so I had third-degree burns on my hands, like severely. I needed skin grafts, 5 fractures in my pelvis. It broke my tailbone. I shattered my right hip, and I had like multiple burns all over my face and body. So I woke up to that, and like once I came to grips with what was even happening and kind of dealing with, you know, that situation.
He wakes up to a text message from me, and I'm like, "Hey, did you listen to that song?"
Where you been, buddy?
But no, I mean, you know, talk about a crazy situation, like just so humbling, or however you want to look at it. Like, I've been pretty independent since I was a teenager, you know, and like I got my first place at 18, moved in and back in and out of my parents over the years here and there, but been pretty independent, you know, and I couldn't feed myself. I couldn't drink by myself. Like I had all these tubes down my throat and feeding tubes, and like my hands were wrapped. My whole body was really messed up, you know, and I couldn't even hold my phone. So like my sister helped me, I think it was my sister and my girlfriend at the time, helped me get my phone set up for like voice to text and all that. And so I used Siri like crazy. And I just remember that once I was like, I'm going to get through this, you know, and just like change my life, because I'm still here, you know, and I could
Amen.
have died.
Yeah, yeah.
And I always looked at life like in a positive way, and like, you know, had all these goals and, you know, plans, but it was just like when something like that happens, it really puts things in perspective.
For
you know?
sure. Yeah, I can't imagine.
And I just remember that Vinny was like so supportive, and he was always like checking in on me and texting me, and like it meant a lot, you know. So that to me brought us even closer. And then come to find out, like from our family past and like childhood, we have like all these other deep connections through similar traumas, and you know, it's just like really meant to be. And I always look at everything that way anyway. But then after the accident, you know, it's kind of like, why did this happen to me, you know? And like, why am I here now? And what am I gonna do with this? And I feel like it was for a definite reason meant to be. And part of it was this music, you know, journey with Vincent, and then another part of it was to try to help more people, you know, and really just, that was always a goal of mine. And I had like these plans of how can I try to do seminars or meetings or like, you know, any type of way to just get people to a better place in their life through like meditation and yoga and spirituality, and then dealing with the trauma I've been through, you know, and overcoming it. To me, it wasn't that difficult, because I was just like, all right, well, I'm going to learn to walk again. And they're like, yeah, you got to wait a while. I'm like, okay, but I'll be ready, you know, and like, I just didn't look at it in a negative way. And they immediately told me that, you know, there was a good chance my hands would be okay at some point in time again. It took over a whole year, you know, to get there, and I still have some issues, but like I'm able to play guitar, you know, I'm able to take care of myself, and do all the things I need to do. So I just feel super blessed and grateful like every single day, and I want to share that with other people. And then also the other trauma I've been through and dealing with, you know, just life in general. It's like there's so many things out there that I didn't know about for most of my life until about 5 years ago, when I started digging deep into personal development and meeting the right people, reading the right books, you know, and it completely changed my life. So I know that if I didn't have those skills and that mindset when the accident happened, I probably would still be a wreck today. Not doing anything.
You'd
know
be,
what I mean?
you'd probably be worse off. You probably wouldn't be as healthy as you know, healthy as you are as a whole. You're just still like
I mean,
just a mess in a
look
sense.
how good his skin looks.
Yeah,
man, I'm
beautiful.
Like, I'm so
Flawless.
He's
so
listening right now.
No, it doesn't look like it, but my face was like severely second-degree burned, and I had like a group of people praying for me, and my mom was, you know, one of the people that mentioned that she almost felt like it was a silly thing to ask for, but she asked a lot of people to pray for my face and that it would be okay. And it's like, I don't want to cry either, but you know, by the grace of God, a miracle, my skin healed beyond what it should have. And all the doctors, everyone was so impressed, and they're just like, we don't really understand like why you're healing like this or how fast, you know. And
sorry to disappoint, you know.
No, the power
Sorry to let
of
you
prayer
guys
is
down,
real,
but-
though.
No, it is. It
The
is.
power of
and
prayer
I mean, I
is-
had a big group of people praying for me and backing me, and that it's very real, you know.
It is.
People underestimate that. Like, people think people are crazy, but like,
Nope.
but then you see stuff like the football. I forget his name. You know, gets hit in the chest, and then what do people instantly first do? Circle around and you start praying. Like, it's just like a thing. You know, people underestimate that. Like one of the guys that I go to church with, his grandmother was in a coma. Yo, I need you guys' prayer. I need you guys to just help me out. Do boom, out of coma. Like, people don't understand that. But I mean, obviously can be doubt that comes with that, but it's like you gotta try to kind of reach beyond that. And you know, I use this loosely, like, trust the system. You know, trust who you're praying to, and it's gonna work. Like, but you gotta believe in it too.
Exactly. You have to.
You have to
know. And energy is like the realest thing ever. And there's so much energy that we can't see, but it's there, you know. And we could talk about that for probably 3 days, but you know, one of the things that's pretty amazing is like there's these scientific studies with plants, and if you talk negatively to plants,
I've seen that. That's
Because of the vibrations of the negative words.
It literally affects how they grow and like the health of the plant, and they've proven it over and over. You know, so just apply that to everything in life. You know, and then people talk about it too with like your own mentality. It's like if you are constantly down on yourself and telling yourself negative stuff, it's really hard to get out of that. You know, but the more that you're positive and like use positive affirmations, you know, it'll help you get out of that mindset quicker.
Right. That's why I've always said, like, when people are going through difficult things, like, you got to try, again, usually easier said than done, but you really got to try to, not that you don't think about the situation that you're in, but you got to try to keep your focus on, like, how do I get out of this? Because if you're just focused on the problem, that's all you're going to stay in.
Yeah.
But if you're focusing on, like, okay, like, what do I need to do to, like, what are some steps that I need to do to get out of this? Whether they work or not, your mentality is like me getting out of this versus, oh, I'm in this situation. Oh, I'm in this situation. Oh, I'm in this situation. Yeah, you're going to stay in that situation because your head is not where it should be. And again, easier said than done. I'm not judging anybody's mental processes or anything like that, but just for people to try to have that shift in their brain to focus on it in that perspective.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Sorry. I'm stuck on that whole plant thing.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
no,
it's
cool.
so
Yeah.
dope,
I'm
man.
just wondering, like, have you been talking to your juice? Is that like
Oh yeah, yeah, bro.
super juice?
Yeah, I talk to my juice all the time.
Dude, it's like
While
down
I'm making
to
it,
the, yeah,
for sure.
That's why it's good juice.
Yeah.
right.
You got
Positivity.
supernatural juice over here.
Today, so I haven't been making juice for a while, and I bought stuff to do it a few days ago, and I told myself I'm gonna do it like right when I got home from the grocery store. I didn't do it yesterday, so today I'm like, I'm making juice, you know what I mean? And I was actually dancing while I was making juice, and I had music going, and I got my thing, you know, it's really loud, so I got the music cranked, it's like, and I'm just like vibing out.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You can imagine. Yeah, you
I was
gonna be
like,
some
you're
good
good
juice
cucumber,
today.
yeah.
Training like a Bob Ross painting. Yeah, you're gonna be some good juice today.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna add a couple herbs to this. Yeah, it's gonna taste real good when we done. Yeah. Oh, you looking so green today.
Here's
Mmm.
a happy plant.
Yeah, man, I do.
But
Let's
not.
hear from someone over on this side.
I know.
Yeah,
Over
I've been
to the
quiet,
left.
man.
Like, what's?
How's
For
life
me?
doing?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
He's like, I'm just soaking life in right now.
Yeah.
Being life, I'm just soaking it in. Go ahead. My
Got
bad.
back from vacation. Wish I was still on it because, like, I don't know, between work and everything else is hectic. And,
Facts.
Trying to fit in this, trying to fit in studio time, trying to, fit in other things is good. But, I mean, I've been good.
Where'd you go on vacation?
I went to Maine for a few days.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we got, like, an Airbnb. It was me, my girlfriend, and a couple other friends.
Nice.
Came back, had a couple studio sessions, even one before that. And then we had the show Friday.
Yeah, that was lit, man.
Yeah.
The show was legit.
I know. I wish I
That
could have
was
went.
dope.
That show looked
Yeah.
so
Yeah, you
amazing.
killed it.
I'm
Props
so
on that,
upset I had to
man.
miss that.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Y'all look like you was hyped that whole
Yeah.
show. Like every clip is just like.
I mean, not for
Dude,
nothing.
the
I
whole show
didn't
was
expect
like that.
anything other than that.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
yeah, that looked so good. You did, like, I know you did an amazing job. Just like I knew it without seeing the footage, but especially after seeing that, like that was, and the crowd was hype. Like that was so good to see.
Yeah, and I was saying, like, I've seen each artist perform their own set, and I'm sorry, it was like nothing like everyone being together.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was like dynamite, you know?
Yeah,
It
that's
was.
that.
It's like, you guys need to start doing shows together.
Yeah.
I don't know why
You gotta
I have
do
to
more.
tell you this, but
Don't look at me. All right? I'm not the spokesman for MOCG.
Well, usually they'll be,
It's in the works. How's that?
Yeah,
all right?
right.
Maybe 2024.
Yeah.
We'll
No,
see.
definitely.
Well, we're working on some music too, so I mean, all together.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. People are like, "Yeah, I got this verse." I'm like, "Yo, let's go."
I know. I saw that today too. That's wicked exciting.
Yeah,
Very
Kevin's like,
cool.
"I got a verse." I'm like, "Yo,
Yeah.
Dude, those beats that you sent, they're all. I was like listening to them, and I'm like, "Oh, this is fire! All right, I like this one the most." And I move through them, and I'm like, every one of
Which
them
one
was
do I
so
choose?
good. Like, I'm not like a big fan personally for like myself to be on like a slower track, but even the slower ones were so good. And then
Word.
now I'm like, there's still way too many to even pick from. I'm just like, I don't know which one. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So-
I was nervous honestly because I wanted to have some type of variety with the beats, but I was like, even then I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get the right one, if I'm gonna hit the, like get a good enough variety, or
Yeah.
like I was even thinking of like you, because like just your style and stuff like that, and like everybody's style is still a little bit different, so I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna hit everybody where it needs to fall, but then everybody was like, "Oh, yo, these beats are dope." I was like, "Okay, all right." Now I can kind of breathe a little bit. Not to brag on myself. Shout out to Anno Domini for, putting the beats together and stuff like that. But, just I'm glad that it kind of fell where it needed to fall. So glad that it worked out. So
yeah, everyone's definitely hyped on it. So I'm excited to see what we can do and what everybody does. And
for sure. Dude, we should put if we can get this whole thing together and just do a show. Oh,
right?
So sick.
That's the goal, right?
That'd be wicked
I mean, you
sick.
could do whatever you want.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we can.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking on that, I mean, that's really one of the things that, we believe in a lot. Vincent and I is like, you can do whatever you want, And that's why the song, Manifested Dreams is like, it's real, because we decided we wanted to do this and we didn't have all the funding. We didn't have all the equipment. We didn't have,
Nothing.
anything. We didn't have the
dream.
music. We just had the dream, and again, like just so blessed, and we were able to get everything together we needed. I got some equipment that I had needed to get for years, and I was able to do that, and that brought my, abilities to the next level as far as like home production and recording.
Yeah.
And we just started hitting it really hard, and then it was funny because I remember at one point I was like, we got to slow down a little bit because we had like so many projects going that we would like not be done with something, but we'd like have it rough draft done enough, and then we'd be like, all right, we should finish that, and then there'd be like 2 or 3 more, and we're like, so
where were we with that one song, and what did we have to do on?
Yeah,
I know that feeling. Yeah.
I got an interesting fact about that song. Well, first of all, that's the first song that he was able to fully produce from scratch. Everything, the songs that we had based on the circumstances, we bought instrumentals, stripped it apart, and had him add to it. So we were both like co-producers on it. So that was the first one he was able to do from scratch, which is powerful as it is. But
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm laughing so hard because I
so
put my
funny.
phone on Do Not Disturb and I silenced it, but my alarm for my vitamins is going off in my backpack over there, and I can hear it quietly. And you're talking. I'm like, I'm just gonna ignore it.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna ignore it. And then I see Crispy smile. And I'm like, no.
And
that
that's
was playing in my head.
Do you want to shut that off, bro? Can you shut that off?
Yeah,
It's just
like,
in the backpack. I'm sorry about that. That's so
no, you're
funny.
good. I could like hear it. I was like, just ignore it. Just keep going.
I know
just
you
keep
did
going.
good because you kept a straight face. I'm like, Jay saw it or can hear it, but he's just gonna ignore it. I'm like, me too. And then I looked up and Crispy was smiling.
Crispy
I'm
in the
like,
back.
I know
yeah.
my faces.
Like the one
I'm like-
person in the back.
I'm sorry, Vinny. So continue.
Speaking of being in my head, here's what I was trying to say. When I wrote that
I'm
song,
gonna shut it off.
It goes back off in 10 minutes.
Well, I just hit the down button, so hopefully it doesn't come back on.
It might.
I think you snoozed it.
Don't
yeah,
worry
that's
about
what I
it.
was thinking.
You can bring it over here if you don't mind. Yeah,
It's
I'll
all
just.
right. It'll be a reoccurring theme.
Yeah, it can be our special.
Yeah, you want to bring that over here?
Well,
Balloons on the
Let's all
screen.
play with
I know. I was just gonna say.
Well,
Apparently, like balloons
now I
pop
feel really
up
bad
and-
because he's trying to say something and he,
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter.
It does matter.
It does matter.
Words are
Come on.
powerful. It matters.
So basically, I pretended I was Bobby.
Yeah.
When I wrote the song,
Of course, I'd be that guy.
because it was his beat, I asked myself, what would Bobby say on this song? So I used the mind of Bobby, and I was like, well, he's a lot more positive, a lot more spiritual than me. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna try and really do a number on this one, and I just like encapsulated what I would assume he would say on a song.
Yeah, it was wild because when I heard it for the first time, I like literally almost fell over because I felt like almost word for word he said what I would have wrote, and we didn't talk about it. We didn't, you know what I mean? It was crazy. Yeah,
That's dope.
there's definitely a part in there that's like his experience that I haven't been in, where he
It's like,
talks
this is
about
a part
like
I wouldn't have said.
No. No, I'm just saying, like, if you listen to the lyrics closely, he talks about being on, like, the roof of a hotel bar. That's not my personal experience, you know what I mean? But I feel like there might be one other line or two other lines, but other than that, like everything else is so spot on. He's like, yeah, counting. No,
like actually, most of the song wasn't
literally would be,
anything I would say.
yeah, no, the whole song for real though. Literally, it was just crazy. It blew my mind. And then he told me that, you know, after the fact, he was like, yeah, I tried to write it kind of from your perspective. And we even talked about, I don't know if it was that track or a different one, but there was a point where he was like, yeah, I just felt like I got like this like download almost of like what to write. And I just started writing it, you know, and
those are the
it's
best
just wild,
songs.
man. Yeah, really cool.
Those are the best songs when stuff just literally just floods out. And you're just like, okay.
You're just like
didn't
in the
even
state of
need
flow, and it just.
Didn't even need to think about this one at all.
Right.
You like start to question it though. At least I do. I'm like, this was way too easy.
Of
Like,
course you do.
is it good
Of
enough?
course you do.
I know, yeah, that's
Like, is it good enough?
yeah, this was too fast. It must not be good.
Well, somebody pointed something out. I don't remember who it was, but I was describing a song, and he said, you know, that's pretty cool that you like create characters in your mind and like run with it. And I was like, I didn't even realize that. My storytelling is just, that's how it is. Like, I didn't realize that I jump in and out of character and create these, like this world in my mind with different characters. One day I'll create one that's you. You know?
Oh boy.
I'll be like, oh, this is the mind of JP.
Oh boy.
I can't
What's
wait.
up?
That's all you gotta say. Just what's up, and that's it. And just head
Yo,
back.
one time he texted me. I was like, is this Jay? He's like, what's up? Like, I was like, this dude really just hit me with the ad-lib.
So yes, that's wicked funny because Jay, when you texted me, I think it was yesterday, you just texted me "sup," and I automatically heard it as "what's up," or like your situation, and I was like, oh, that's funny.
That's what I do now with people like that I meet that I've obviously heard the ad lib and I'll get their new number or I'll hit them up on Instagram or whatever, and that's the first thing I'll say. And I'm like, you have to know it's me because I do it the same way every time. So I'm like, you got to know it's me. So
I even seen the face. He gives like the shrug. You know what I mean?
Is that?
Almost
Wait, do it again.
saying it.
Yeah.
now you put me on the
Yeah,
spot.
that's
Sorry.
what I'm saying. You picture it.
No, whenever I see it in the group chat, you'll do that sometimes, and I always hear you say it.
Yes.
Like, it's never just I read it. It's like my
You
mind
hear
doesn't
it.
even read it. I just hear it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same.
It's like dodgeballs. You look at a dodgeball, but you can hear like the ping. Like
Yeah, right.
yeah, it's the same thing. That's funny.
That's
I didn't know that. Fun fact. I know now. I'm interested to know what the heck you would write about me. Jeez.
Give me
Yeah.
a
Besides
free
what's
beat
up.
and I'll do it.
All right. Well,
He works quick too. You'd be surprised.
That's true.
I'd probably have it by the weekend.
Maybe we can
Probably
start
actually have it by
a
tonight
deluxe,
if we're not
deluxe
too
edition
late.
of our project. He's like, you keep triggering me,
No, I
Jay.
just don't wanna
Stop
say anything.
talking about it.
I'm working on my limits.
Yeah.
You know,
No, we just gotta get. Well, the only reason like I haven't said anything is just because like
Here we go.
I know we're so far apart. No, I'm just saying we live so far apart, so just trying to coordinate everything to get back.
How far apart do you live?
I mean, I live around here, but he lives. You're like still an hour and plus.
Yeah, I don't
You
even
and
know
D-Rock.
because I only seen you once.
Twice. No, 3 times.
A lady.
3, because you and I recorded together. We did that whole thing, and then we met with D-Rock twice at MOCG. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
shout out D-Rock.
Shout out D-Rock.
Yeah, shout out
Yeah,
D-Rock.
he's awesome.
That's true. Shit about him.
I love his voice.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, he's
The
been putting
tones
out-
of his voice. I love his tones.
Is he on the project? If you
no,
could share that.
But low key, I sent him a beat.
I'm like, can he be?
Who knows? Again, but I'm hoping. I really like him a lot. He's a great person. He's very talented, and
Also
we
a
talked
great
about.
host.
Yeah,
Great host.
and a great photographer.
Yeah.
Actually, shout out
Oh my God,
D-Rock
what does he
because
not
the
do?
promo pictures that you used for this
Yeah,
are
yeah.
D-Rock's photos. So
Word.
thank you to
Word.
him.
Yeah.
Boyd's World Photography.
Yer.
Check that out.
Yeah, he hooked us up.
Yeah, man. And I lost my train of thought, but yeah. So I sent him a beat, and maybe at some point, he's wicked busy with his own projects, and
He's got so much
everybody's
going
doing
on.
stuff. So
Yeah.
some of the things that I mentioned probably won't happen for a long time, but they're in the works eventually, and I'm really stoked for
Yeah.
when the day comes that track's ready.
Yeah, I feel like the timing will just fit right. I know it seems crazy sometimes, but the timing will fit where it needs to fall and everything else. So
Oh, absolutely. That's like with Vinny and I's project. Everything was like kind of up in the air for a while, and then we weren't really sure exactly what we were going to do, and then we kind of made a plan, and we were like, whoa, I don't know if it's going to all work out, and then it was just like everything fell into place. Like so
once we
perfectly.
stopped doubting.
Yeah.
I can't even explain it. It's just like any choice we made went right. Like everything just was like, okay, like you feel like you're going against the grain a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, oh, I'm like fighting to try and get something done. It was like our accidents were right.
Wow.
That's, you know what I mean? Like it just seemed supernatural.
Yeah.
This guy knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, it was crazy, and then we just started believing in it even more. You know what I mean? And then it was like as we both would believe in it more, and like we started talking like every single day. Every day I wake up to either good morning or I text him good morning. We check in with each other. Yeah,
I
we're
thought
like,
that was supposed to be private.
no, well, I mean, whatever. It's important, you know what I mean? Because
It is.
there'd be days where like I'd wake up and maybe I wasn't feeling the best or wasn't motivated, and it seemed like whenever that would happen, he'd be feeling great or high energy or just like stoked about something, and it would help me like get back to that state of mind where I wanted to be at, like stoked and pumped, high energy, or just like remember stuff. Like he'd be like, hey, like, yeah, I get it, but like just remember what we just accomplished or like what we just got done. And it was like for a while, for me, it was like this big kind of comeback as like an artist, really. You know what I mean? Because
for sure.
I hadn't put out music in 3 years, other than there was a single I was on for guitar, but and then that music got deleted. It was gone. So it was just like a big moment to finally put a new song out. Be like, I did it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it felt like for a while it was taking forever. And when I would get that way too, Vincent would just remind me, he's like, nah, man, like everything's great. Like we're just going to keep going, work on what you can, and now it's like I'm seeing I swear I shut that off, dude.
There it is.
I
Called it.
went to my alarm and I shut the alarm off, but I didn't shut the snooze off.
Hey,
there
since
it
you're
is.
already
Bury that in the
disrupting
couch.
podcast, you think you could pass me that drink?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm dying of thirst over
I've been
here.
staring at it for a good 5 minutes now,
Oh, that's funny.
and I was trying to manifest it, but I just didn't believe in it.
Well, it's here. It's here now. It's in your hand. So it manifested itself.
Next
I
time
do-
I do anything like this or I go on the radio, I'm going to leave my phone like in the car. And then it could go off out there for
leave it at
the
home.
whole time. Yeah. Well, I needed it to get here for GPS today, but
Should have just guessed.
And I use it for my music in the car, you know what I
That's
mean?
fair.
So. Whatever,
to-
man.
You had something you want to say, right?
I think it's so cool how like this project is so meta to your life, right? Because it's called Manifested Dreams, and then like everything around it literally has to do with like how you manifested this dream. So like I just think it's so cool, like how that works, and like you said, just the timing, like when it's aligned, it's aligned. Like even the accidents were beautiful and like they were supposed to happen, and just like God bless y'all. It's so cool to like sit back and watch that and like see homies like on that part of their journey. Like it's really inspiring. It's really cool. And then I didn't know your full background and your story, so just to hear that and then see the success of this, and it's like, oh, like you haven't put anything out for a while, and then it's like, boom, look at your numbers. Like that's so amazing. Like
thank you.
How does that feel for both of you? Is it kind of just like surreal? Is it like, are you able to enjoy that in this moment? Like what is it
Jump
like?
on this one. All right. I've been thinking that. So first of all, as far as the name goes, Manifested Dreams, you got to practice what you preach, right? So now, like that the song's out, I'm like, oh, okay, like I really have to manifest like each day now. So he got me doing that, and I can't be mad because good things are happening.
Right.
You know, you want to talk about surreal? First off, he deserves this. If anyone deserves it to be a success, it's him. Second off,
I mean, you both do. Don't discredit
I was gonna say
yourself.
that you do
deserve
too.
that
I mean, thank you so much, but
You
so do
guys-
you,
both
man.
do.
You work
guys
so
work
hard.
hard, man.
Yeah, this guy
I
works
was
so
saying, man,
hard.
They do this to me all the time.
you know what I'm talking.
We do it to each other though too.
We'll
But
be out celebrating someone of the homies and like what, another homie will be like, oh bro, didn't you just do this? It's like, bro, it's not what we're here for right now. That doesn't matter. But yeah, it's like, nah,
Right.
You're
So
right.
I get what you're saying, my man. I'm with you. I'm with you.
I knew he'd understand. But thank you guys. Surreal though, yeah, we really connected with Europe, like heavy with this new song. Like it's playing all over Europe right now.
Oh, snap! Nice.
Yeah, like we wouldn't believe, like 3 pages worth of radio stations all across Europe, UK, Italy, Nigeria.
That's
like,
amazing.
It's crazy. And he sent me all the documentation. I was like, yeah, whatever, bro. I just like was not, and like he's like, I don't have an ounce of doubt. I'm like, oh man, and I'm over here being a skeptic, and I'm like talking to my coworkers about it. I was like, this is happening. I don't know if I believe it.
How do you not?
Huh?
How do you not believe it if it's happening?
I know exactly how you feel, so
Yeah,
I'm
like I was
in the
just
same.
like, I don't
yeah.
know. I gotta see it to believe it. But as soon as I seen it, I was like, okay, it's happening. But for the first couple days, I don't know. I think I was just in shock.
It takes a while for like that kind of thing to set in because like you don't know like when something like like it's got like something like that's gonna happen at some point, but it's like it's happening now. It's like holy crap! Like it's really, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like we're way back, we were like, dude, we're ready to make
Yeah.
it happen. And then like it happens way sooner than you think.
Yeah.
In ways.
And it's like holy
Not
shit.
saying that we've blown up and all that. It's just that we've, like I'm saying, he manifested it and easily. Well, no, not easily, but he spent hours and hours like researching, sending to radio stations. 'Cause I don't have the time for all that, but
Yeah, same.
thank God that
Yeah,
that
I mean,
he
lucky to
has.
work.
You know, one of the things with my situation again that is out of my control, but has really been like a blessing, is that I have a lot of time. You know what I mean? I have a lot of free time. So immediately I was like, well, obviously I'm focused on my health and my recovery. You
Right.
know, I wanted to get back to try to be as close as I was before, you know, and I've come a really long way. I'm not there yet, but you know, I'm still just super positive, hopeful, and I'm trying to put the work in every day, you know, to get back to snowboarding and the things I enjoy like that
Yeah.
you know, I can't do still, and I'll get there for sure, you know, so I just lost train of my thought for a second.
Well, basically, he's just sending stuff out, and we didn't even know.
Yeah.
He sent it to like a corporation that's just connected to like 1 million contacts. We got approved, and it sent it to all the contacts.
Yeah. And then I was still like, you know, like Vinny said, I don't know. I just had this in my mind. I was like, it already happened. Like, everybody just loves it. It's going to happen. Like,
Yeah.
it's
That's how
gonna
you have to
happen.
approach it.
And that's
You know.
the faith we're supposed to have.
Yeah, that's
But-
exactly.
And-
Fa- Without something actually happening, you believe that it already happened.
Yeah. And that moment I sent him the text, I remembered like typing that, and I was just like, I felt like it was the first time in my life that I really felt that way about anything. Like, I was like, I am so sure on this that like nothing is going to stop it from doing what I think it's going to, you know?
Yeah.
And then it was like, I think it was 2 days later, I was on the computer and I was working on a track, and all of a sudden, like my email, when I get an email, it pops up in the right, you know, and
Yeah,
it does
yeah,
a little
yeah.
ding. So it happens occasionally,
What's it do?
but a little ding. So I'm like sitting there and I'm working on this beat and I'm trying to edit something, and it's like ding, 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 and I'm like, what? You know, and it's like ding, 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 and I'm like, come on. And
Right.
I'm looking, and it's coming from this campaign that I set up, and I'm like, oh man, well, what is this? Like a scam, or it's
Right.
probably something like I got to pay a ton of money or whatever. It was all legit. And within like 24 hours, we got like 120 offers for reviews on the song on music blogs, posted on radio stations. We got a couple interviews coming up. One of the things Vinny mentioned, we got onto, it's called European Indie Radio, and they do a 2-hour radio show every single day, Monday through Friday, and it's broadcasted in 55 countries. So
Word.
they said they wanted to play our song, and we were like, that's amazing. And then they're like, actually, we want to play your song for 5 days straight. And I was like, that's
so
even more amazing.
cool.
And
Right.
then they hit us back, and I guess it went to the next level within their team. And whoever the top guy is was like, yeah, we want to have these guys do a video like interview. So we're going to do like a 45-minute, I I think that one's by phone interview that will go on their radio show in all these countries, which
Congratulations.
is like,
Congrats, man.
That's
yeah, bro, it's
sick.
like,
That's amazing.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
really like, talk about surreal. I mean, that's just like, is this
What
really
about-
happening?
What about New Hampshire?
Yeah, and then
I only say that to like give you guys a glimpse of like how it was. This is like from God.
yeah, it's amazing, you know. So the song came out, and like Vinny said, you know, I've been working really hard on the promo side of things, which I never really did that on a release in this way before, and
By accident.
yeah, for like, you know, for the last year. Well, first of all, jumping back a bit, when I was still like couldn't really walk, I was in a wheelchair, I was on a walker, I couldn't use my hands that good, I couldn't do a lot. So I was on YouTube 24/7 watching how to record better, how to mix songs, how to do all this stuff, you know. And part of that too was how to promote yourself and like what's real, what's not, you know, because you find all these services that seem so dope, and then you find out you pay a bunch of money for nothing, you know. So one of the big things is like you find a service and then you look at the reviews and you're like, all right, but then you got to like dig and find like reviews not on their website or not related to them, you know, because they'll put up all this kind of bullshit that makes it seem real, you know. And I've done that before. So again, this time I really put the time and effort into researching it, trying to find the right way to do it. And then another crazy thing that happened was Vinny put out a song with this band, Navigate, who's amazing, and they're out of Amsterdam, the Netherlands. And that song's been doing amazing in Amsterdam.
Word.
So he
The
kind of,
album comes out on the 27th.
yeah, so shout out to Navigate Band. Definitely check them out. They're awesome. So yeah, the new song Belong he put out, it's been doing wicked good over there. And I already had this idea to promote outside of the US. Because I was like, you know, even back when I did the heavy metal, there was all these giant bands that were so huge in Japan and Germany and like all over the world, but no one even knew their name in the US. And I experienced that because I played with those bands when they would come over here. And I'm like, this is crazy. I saw videos of these guys playing like 50,000 people festivals in Germany, like the real deal.
Yeah,
like,
festivals out there though.
Huge.
I can't even imagine.
yeah, and then they're over here in this little club, and like people like them, but they're like, "Who the hell's this band?" You know what I mean? So I was like, "Well, that was my proof right there." You know, I was thinking about it, and then he told me about how the song was doing well over there, and I'm like, "Let's just go hard promoting in Europe and see how it does."
Yeah.
And that's been a big part of our promotion, and yeah, we got a ton of blogs that wrote about us, reviewed the song
That's
on their websites, and then, you know, shared on social media. So a bunch of those have come out. We got more coming out.
We played last night in Boston and New Hampshire.
Yeah, and then that's what I was just about to get to. And then on a totally different side of things, nothing to do with the campaign, both of us just put the work and effort into reaching out to radio stations. And I got the okay to submit one song to Binny Media. They control 5 or 6 different stations in New Hampshire. So again, talk about like just manifesting what you want to happen. Instead of submitting one song, I submitted 3. And I gave just like, you know, no explanation of to why. I was just like, I'm going to submit 3 songs. They
Yeah.
didn't even ask for that. They said 1. And
Just because different versatility.
yeah, so each song is really stylistically different. One of them was Manifested Dreams that just came out, and then 2 are unreleased songs, and they're different stylistically from Manifested and from each other. So I just thought, well, here's my opportunity. You know, why wouldn't
Shoot
I
your shot.
showcase our abilities and show them that we're capable of more than just this one style or sound? So a few days goes by, I hear nothing back. I'm like, well, it was worth it, you know, just to try, and maybe something will still happen. I kept the faith and was positive. And then I found out that the email got sent to like a spam folder to who I sent it to or whatever. So there was some issues with that. After I reached out, they found the email, they unlocked it or something weird, because it was in like a, what do you call that? Like a malware, like weird. Like
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Virus type folder
I have
or
that
whatever.
at my job. Like it'll get sent one day, but then the program itself will send you an email like 3 days later, like, oh, this is in this folder.
Yeah.
Like if you want to look at it, like you can, or you can just like automatically delete it.
Yeah. So come to find out, it never went through. So he got the email, and he writes back to me. I love all 3 songs. I think that this song would be good for this station, which was 105.5 JYY, which is, I think it's like the number 2 station in New Hampshire. Like it's huge. Yeah, so last night at it was like 8:24 p.m., which again, this is an amazing moment. Just blew my mind. I was sitting in my car and I went out there and I'm eating my dinner in my car in my driveway because I didn't have a radio to listen in my house, and I was like, I really want to hear it on the real radio, like not streaming, like the real radio.
Right.
So I'm sitting there, and as I'm eating, Regulators by Warren G comes on.
Right.
And that's been like a classic, meaningful song to me, like as long as I can remember. And my mom and dad to this day have like a VHS tape of me with a karaoke machine in our kitchen.
Nice.
I'm like 12 or 13 and I do the whole song. I got my dad's Ray-Bans on. I have like a hat on backwards, whatever, like an oversized like basketball jersey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've always just remembered that, like years and years and years later, I saw the video and I was like, that's so cool, you know, and it's kind of corny or whatever, but so anyway, that song came on and I was like, imagine if they played my song, like our song, right after this. Like, that'd be crazy. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's not going to happen. It did happen. So that was just another moment to me that was like, dude, you just heard this song that since you were like 12 years old was the coolest song to you, and it always stuck with you. It's never been a song I'll skip or I hear, and I'm like, it's like every time that comes on, I'm like, yeah. I'm vibing.
You rock,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I heard our song right after it, and I was like, did that really just happen? So I like cried a little bit, to be honest, you know, and I was just like so happy, and I didn't really know like how to deal with it. It was like too much emotion, you know.
It's good timing too, because that, like, you know, like you said, you know, people are listening to that song, and then to literally have yours follow it up, like they're still on the radio, right? You know what I mean? People listening, I mean, you know, so it's like just to have that timing, like.
It was wild, man.
Meanwhile, I did the exact same
thing. I
submitted 3 songs to a station in Boston, and I get an email back. But then, like, I went to the store and came back, and I was like, hey, so I got on this station, and they said the same thing. They're like, sweet tracks. They're like, yeah, we'll play all 3 of them. And they're like, we're gonna play it Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday nights. On a regular rotation, and we'll play them forever until you decide to take them off.
What?
And don't worry, you'll never hear from me again. Thanks.
Another thing, though,
like, and make sure you send us some more.
Here's another crazy thing, though, is he didn't submit the same 3 songs that I did.
So you got like 6. So
hold on, though. He submitted one of our songs, right? And 2 of his own.
Okay.
So not only did we get our song on the radio in New Hampshire and in Boston, he got 2 of his songs on the radio at the same time.
That's amazing.
And that was just another thing that was like, we just had full belief in it. You know, we were like, it's going to happen. And, you know, the next thing that I've been working on, even since before 105.5, is getting on Rock 101, which is like the #1 station in New Hampshire for rock. And it's going to happen. You know what I mean? I have no doubt in my mind that it's going to happen. And I think they're going to probably have us on for an interview. And, you know, and
that'd be sick.
Yeah, I know it's going to get played on there, you know? So to me, it's like, as each of these things happen and we have so much belief that it's going to, and then it does, it just makes you even believe more, you know? And so it's like, this morning I woke up and I meditated 3 times in a row because I was just like, this is what's important to me. Like, and it was crazy because as I was thinking, am I wasting some time? I did 3 different guided meditations, so it was about an hour total. And then I got up and I was like, all right, I should probably do some this, that. No, I should do yoga because, you know, that's more important. So I did the yoga, and then I was thinking like, all right, I should really get to my stuff. You know, maybe I wasted too much time this morning because I wanted to learn this whole song that we previously recorded, and I hadn't looked at it for a while, so I needed to, you know, brush up on all the guitar. And then I hear this little clip on a video that was like, hey, just so you know, all these artists out there grinding that are working like 18 hours a day, 20 hours a day, 16 hours a day, like whatever. They were like, sometimes, or actually their exact words were, the best artists in the world, which was crazy they said that, but they're talking about like Paul McCartney and like, you know, some of these like amazing iconic legends. They were like, they spend like 4 hours a day working. And then the whole rest of their time, they focus on like their health, their mentality, spirituality, you know, and they were like, you could work on a song for 8 hours straight, and yeah, it might be amazing, but you could go hiking for 4 hours, go sit and meditate in the woods for an hour, and then go, you know, just hang out and then make a song in an hour, and it might be like the best thing you've ever done and get way more done in that time, you know. So it was just, again, another moment to me where I was like, I'm doing everything I should be and don't question it. You know what I mean? Like, I know why I'm doing this because it helps me feel better, it helps my mental health, helps my physical health, and that should come first, you know, and then everything else.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
Yeah, it's just been really cool to see that, like, with the manifesting and with everything else. It's like when you really make your health a priority, especially your mental health and then your physical health, you know, your life will change. It's just going to be better no matter what. You know, the things that happen aren't going to be as difficult to deal with. The bad things don't seem as bad. You know, you don't get upset as easy. Like,
yeah,
that was definitely the clip. You know,
Yeah.
you know how you cut the clip.
Oh.
Yeah, that was it right there.
Yeah, what's the timestamp on that one? We got an hour for.
No, though, it's true, man. You know, and
No, it
again, I'm very grateful that because of the accident, so I have a lot of time. And again, I think it's really important that, you know, what I invest myself into in my time, you know what I mean, is like,
Yeah.
because I could just be sitting at home watching Netflix all
Exactly.
day, you know, doing nothing, or I could just be like out, like spending money all the time I don't have, or whatever, you know. But I try to really focus on like doing things that are going to make a difference for me, and then also like focusing on accomplishing stuff like our tracks, and you know. And when the song dropped, I didn't sleep well that first night because I was really excited, and then like I got a couple hours sleep. I woke up and it was doing so well. Like it got, I think it was like over 300 streams, like from midnight to like 7 a.m. And I was like, well, most people aren't even awake then.
Right.
And the song dropped at midnight. So I was so pumped and stoked. I started working like crazy, just trying to email, call, message, like everyone. So I did like 3 days straight, like 18 hours a day, because I couldn't sleep anyway. I'd try to sleep and I'd just be too wired and amped, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like so excited because it was finally happening. Like everything was going well. Every person I contacted was like messaging me back, like, I love this song. You know, the video's great. Everything looks so professional. Like, you made this music. Like, it was just again, like a surreal moment, you know? It's like the feedback we've gotten everywhere we've gone, to the point where he got recognized by like a stranger to him from a music video. You know, it's just crazy. It's been like, is this really happening? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when we went to the show, like 30 people came up to us.
It was
like, "We heard
nuts."
your song. And I was like, okay. Like a lot of people I knew, some people I didn't even know. And I was like, okay, you recognize me? I was like, I even had a conversation to someone that knew me, and I was like, I wish I could say I knew you, brother, but I was like, I do not recognize you. Anyways, after the show, okay, now it's the next morning. I run out to my car first thing in the morning. I hear somebody yell, "Is that Vincent?" I'm like, what the heck was that? I thought it was God for a second.
You never know. You never know.
I was like, yeah.
I'm here, Lord.
And he goes, hold on a minute. And I see this man run across the street from the other apartment. He's like, hey. He's like, I saw your video. And he's like, I wanted to make sure I came over here in person and told you how good it was.
Oh,
That means a lot, man.
Yeah.
that's so cool. Because you know how all the time we talk about like how it unfortunately ends up that like people from our hometowns or wherever we're from don't show love. So it's beautiful to hear your stories of like, yeah, your neighbor's like, hey, I'm like, hey, I need to tell you this. Yeah, like I love that. That is so beautiful for you guys. Like just being able to hear about your experiences. That's so wonderful.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, like the first half of the night at the MOCG show, we were kind of like giggly little kids, you know, because like
it wasn't even your
it was
show.
like every couple minutes, like, yeah, we were just there to support the team and like watch our friends and, you know, have a good time and hang out for the show. But most of the time it was like we ended up talking about the song or saying like thank you so much to people that were coming up to us. And
That's great.
I remember we were kind of looking at each other like, this is crazy.
Shit, you
know?
should have brought your merch. My God.
I know, right? Yeah.
Only.
Yeah, we don't even have any, but
Oh,
no,
that's a
that's
good
in
problem
the
to
works.
have.
I don't know if he has merch. I don't have any yet, but
And we may or may not have a song with the headliner of that show. I don't know.
yeah, that's a little. So
We'll cut that right
yeah,
I'll put the beep.
yeah.
Little- Put that in there, man. That's awesome, man. You guys got like a beautiful testimony of just everything that you guys have been through, and just it really is proof for people that like you can go through some pretty difficult things, but like depending on what your mindset is, like you can either sit and watch Netflix and kind of fall to the wayside, or you can, you know, get 4,000 streams in 3 days and really be living kind of or heading towards where you want to go as far as your music and like, you know, make it back from, especially where you got, you know, where you came from. So
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, you know, again, one of the big things was like in the past, you know, I'd put music out, or I have put music out only like a few times, but, you know, you just share it on socials and you kind of mention it to your friends and, you know,
Nobody cares.
yeah, like it's not a big deal because, you know, not a lot of people know about it. So it's like if you can find a way to really put it out there and it's a good song and it's good quality, you know, I think everyone has a better chance. But it's like, again, there's so many services that are scams or that don't really do what they offer and they just want your money, you know. So it's like
Right.
it's hard to find the right people to go to. But even with the radio stations, you know, it's like you look them up. They don't really have like a way to submit a song, you know? So with some research, you find out that they have like a title of the programmer, and that's who actually puts the music on the radio. So if you can figure out how to contact that person, you have, you know, probably a 98% better chance than you did with anybody else you're going to contact to try to get like on the radio, you know?
Yeah.
So
you
Put
get
people
it to,
on game. Thank you.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
it gets to the spam folder, at least it's not the spam folder of somebody that's never going to check it, but it's
Exactly.
actually somebody that.
yeah,
can
and then
actually
again,
check
just, you know, reach back out. Like a few days goes by, be like, hey, did you see my email? You know, just wondering what you thought about my song. You know, hope to hear back from you. And then like being positive too. You know, always like just try to include like, hope you're having a great day, or you know, and I mean that because
Be an
it's
actual
like,
person, yeah.
Yeah, like a lot of people are so like, and it's just like everybody's like human. You know what I mean? So just because the guy's a radio DJ or like a programmer doesn't mean that, you know, his day is much different than the rest of ours.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's just like, all right, well,
And even even the algorithm I manifested, I was like, hey, I don't know how to explain this,
Yeah.
but we're gonna crack the algorithm because I have terrible luck when it comes to like Instagram algorithm or something like that. Like it just it just works against us, right?
yeah, it really does.
Make some
Yeah, it's
noise if
bad.
it works against us.
Yeah, right.
I told them, I'm like, listen, I don't know how, but we're gonna be favored, and it's gonna work for us. It's gonna work for us to a point that somebody behind the screen on the other side is gonna be like,
It works.
why?
It works.
It
It's
wasn't
there.
supposed to happen this way.
Right. What is happening to our system?
Yeah.
It is failing.
So yeah, like a couple
It's really
other.
helping.
Huh?
Because it's really helping.
Yeah,
right.
because it's helping you guys.
There were like a couple other crazy things like that just blew our minds. Was so there's this girl from woman I should say from Russia, and she has like this massive TikTok account, close to 700,000 followers.
Word.
And she does custom makeup and like costume makeup videos and stuff. And we were able to link up with her, and she made a video to our song. So that just came out the other day. And, you know, she has a few videos with like 1.5 million likes, not even just streams, like likes.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's on her page now, on this massive TikTok page, you know. And then we had a few other like huge Instagram pages shared our song. This one was called Lyrics and Vibes. They're like, you know, just really big page that shares new music. So like all this wild stuff that we didn't even plan for has been happening, you know. And it's again, we fully believe it's because, you know, we believe in ourselves so much, and we believe in the music, and we believe in our message, and we think that we have a lot to offer, you know, musically and just lifestyle wise. You know, like I said, I really want to help people. I want to show them that if you meditate every day and you do yoga and like eat healthier, it really makes you feel better. It changes how you feel about, you know, yourself, and your mental health is better. And
Right.
Can
Definitely.
you believe though? It's only been a week and a half.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so back to the radio station. So yeah, we got played on 105.5 JYY last night, and we are now going to be played every single night for the foreseeable future on Manifested Dreams. And then there's another station they run called 99.1 The Bone, which is going to play another one of our songs daily, which is unreleased. It's not even out yet, but
So
again,
drive up to New Hampshire.
yeah. And then we got another song that's unreleased. Both those are going to be coming out soon, but I won't drop any dates. But yeah, both unreleased, and they're going to play it on this other show they have that plays on like all these stations Sunday nights called Sunday Night Slow Jams. So again, it was just amazing that, you know, I had the opportunity.
Slow jam,
I don't know why. Yeah, but I mean, they said they loved it for that show, so we'll take it. You know what I mean? We didn't consider it a slow jam, but
Hey,
it doesn't bother
They're
me.
playing it.
Call
Who
it
cares?
rocks with y'all.
They can call it
Rocks with
country
me.
if they want, as long
Right,
as they're
I'm
gonna
like-
play it on there. It's
Yeah,
fine with
right.
me, you know. So,
Seriously.
yeah, it's just wild. And again, I submitted the 3 songs because I felt, you know, in my heart that they were good songs and that they would like them. And then I just kept saying to myself, like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. I really didn't think they were going to hit me back with, we like all 3 and we want to put them on 3 different stations. I mean, that was like, how does it get any better than that?
yeah, you
know
shoot
what I
your
mean?
shot, it
So,
happens. You shoot your shot, it happens. So
yeah. So again, that was the thing is like, Vincent said it the other day. He's like, what'd you say? I'm going to mess it up. A hungry mouse.
me a hint.
You were like
Closed mouth don't get fed.
Yeah, closed mouths don't get fed,
fed.
and it's so true, you know. And like I watch a lot of big entrepreneurs, and like Gary Vee, you know, and
Yep.
he talks about that all the time. And this other guy, Dave Meltzer, big time entrepreneur, really cool guy. He talks about it a lot. He's like, ask people for help that can help you. Like so many people are scared to ask for help. Why?
It's true.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It's like, I reached out to you because I know you do this podcast and I wanted to come on and speak, and you were
Right.
immediately like, hell yeah, come on.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But if I didn't ask you,
Right.
we
It
wouldn't
would've
be
never-
here today.
yeah,
You know what I
it would've never
mean?
happened.
So it's like the same with the radio, you know.
You asked them?
Didn't
I
I?
thought we were invited.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. Hey, I don't mind. I got no shame.
Well,
Again,
you're here, so
that's it's a valid point, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Jay hit me up and he was like, "Yo, you want to come on the pod?" I was like, "Yeah, let me see if Vinny will come too." I got my situation screwed up, but I asked somebody else for an opportunity and they said yes. And no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, but you know, again, you gotta put yourself out there. You need to ask, and you need to, you know, try to get help from people that are in a position to help you and probably have more pull than you, or more contacts, or more abilities. You know, it's like, I'm not a promoter. I don't know who to talk to, but I found people that can help me promote, and they knew who to talk to, and it's been paying off huge, you know. And it's like, I think a big part of that is putting yourself out there, but then also believing in it. You know, every time I send something to someone, I was like, they're gonna love it. They're gonna hit me back and be like, we want to work with you. And it just kept happening. So I just believed in it stronger and stronger and stronger, you know?
Right.
And he doesn't even have ego about it. He like just truly believes it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know? And
There's a difference.
yeah,
There
and,
is.
and on top of that, like I just been recently getting sober, like from drinking.
Amen.
I stopped drinking, and
Yeah.
I think that that's been a power within itself too. That's been adding to this because I'm sure that like God's been probably trying to get me to stop drinking for a little bit now, and like once I finally sacrificed and was like, all right, like I'm gonna live a different life. I think that's been adding to this like powerful
Oh, yeah.
whatever you want to call it, because I don't even know what to call it at this point.
No, absolutely. And I felt the shift in you and saw a change in you when you quit drinking. And I'm about to hit 2 years sober from alcohol at the end of this month.
Word.
And
So
I know for
bad.
me, I know for me, you know, how much it's helped me, you know. And I wasn't a daily drinker, but I definitely, in my opinion, like abused alcohol socially and stuff. And, you know, it's really made a big change in my life not drinking. And then we kind of talked about being at the show the other night, you know, and how it's different, you know, because most people do drink. That's the norm. And we went to get mocktails, and it was so funny because we asked for mocktails and we were so specific, And then we see this, like the bartender's like making the drinks, and I'm like, those can't be for us. She's like pouring all kinds
She
of
had, like, a
alcohol in,
handle.
dude, like just like chugging alcohol in this cup, like 3 different kinds. And I'm like, I'm trying to yell to her because I didn't want her to waste the drinks, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, like if those are for us, like no. So she turns around, she's like, hey guys, go, and we're like, no. So that was just a funny thing that happened, but you know.
Sorry, she didn't let him go to waste.
Hey, it was
Where I was going with that is like I used to have a lot of social anxiety, and especially in a situation like in a club or a bar or a venue, like at a show, I felt like I always had to be drinking, you know, because I didn't know what else to really do with myself.
Right.
So I got over that, you know, with working on it and stuff. But then like we had these mocktails, and they were like so delicious, man. Like I'm telling you, I want to go back and ask her like what she put in them because they were so good. I don't remember, but it was a really cool moment to be like celebrating, you know, all of our friends and our team, you know, MOCG, and then also like both of us just being in that environment and like having a great time. Like alcohol didn't matter, you know what I mean? And like I said, seeing the change in Vincent's been really awesome. You know, it's not like he's become a totally different person, but I've just seen it in all the different aspects of him have improved, in my opinion, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's another big thing that does add to it, you know. Drugs and alcohol definitely lower your vibration, however you want to look at that. So another big thing that I believe in 100% is you can only receive the energy that you're equal to. So if you're vibrating, you know, at a very low level, you cannot receive high energy.
Right.
Just makes sense, you know what I mean? There's not enough to gap, you know, it's too big of a gap
about
there.
that life?
That's definitely true for sure. I mean, you have a clearer mind. Like when you you know, use like, you know, drugs and alcohol first, you know, a prolonged period of time, and then you stop. You have a clearer mindset. Like it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that you can't, you know, use alcohol or drugs, but if you spend more time not using substances like that than you do using them, you know, I think that it does help raise your vibration, you know, one way or the other. And then also, you know, like we talk about a lot about meditation. Meditating, you know, a big reason that it's so important is everybody's life is crazy busy. Everything is chaotic. Everything is right here, right now, in your face. I need it now. I want it now. All the new stuff, new this, new that. So many people, so much stuff, you know, emails, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. It's just crazy.
Goes on and on.
So as like humans, most people don't ever take a break from that except for when we're sleeping. So to give yourself a time, you know, every single day where you just sit and be quiet and be still, you have no distractions, and you try to slow your mind down. That's like all it is. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't know, that's all some weird guru stuff. It's like all you're doing is sitting quietly, peacefully, and trying to slow your mind down, you know?
Which people are afraid of because
Yeah.
their mind's all over the place.
Yeah, and
a
it's
scary
hard,
place.
man. I mean, I've been meditating for years now and like really seriously for over 3. And it's still hard, you know? I still like some days I go to meditate and I have a really hard time sitting there being still, or I want to do something else. I'm like, oh, you know, I don't need to meditate today. I should just go start working on that song, or I should go, you know, for a walk, or I should do this. But it's
Same
like,
thing with prayer. You could change meditation with prayer. You know,
Yeah.
how many times do we say we're gonna say a prayer
exactly.
and do anything else but
Yep. Big facts.
Yeah, and there's so many different things.
or anything good for you, really?
Yeah.
You know, like there's something. I feel like there's something inside us that keeps us away from doing what's right, almost like what's gonna better
But
ourselves.
most people would be like, yo, maybe I should do this. Nah, that's whack. And then they'll just shut it off.
Yeah, it's like what we desire opposed to what is going to be good for us.
I still deal with that with diet, you know. I've been vegan for almost 4 years as well, coming up right before Thanksgiving. And, you know, occasionally I do eat cheese. I don't want to, like, you know, lie. I have pizza. I still love pizza sometimes. And but I have not eaten meat at all, not even a bite of meat for 4 years almost. And I'm losing my train of thought again. Help me out. What you just said.
I don't know, man. My stomach was just rumbling. Talking about pizza.
Temptation. Okay, so
Everybody's getting hungry. We're like, yo, we need to go get some food now. Can we cut?
My bad.
Can we cut now?
Did you hear that?
My bad.
No, I didn't hear the
not
song.
I didn't
Like,
hear
it
it
actually
rumble.
rumbled.
Yeah. It's
No.
funny.
It was silent for a second. So.
I was just getting at, like, I bought stuff to make juice 3 days ago, and I told myself I was going to have a juice for 4 days in a row. And then today was my first day. You know, so I knew it would be good for me. I knew it would feel, you know, make me feel good to drink it. But I went for, like, other things every time. And then I was just going to say, it is hard. That's where I was going with that. Is like, even though I've been trying to eat super healthy for 4 years and, like, really, you know, think about what I'm eating, I still struggle with it.
Yeah,
you know,
of course.
and I've been working on it every day for 4 years, you know, and sometimes it's like, I'm supposed to go home and make the rice and vegetables and like whatever, you know, but I want to go and get a vegan burger at Burger King, or, you know, go to whatever,
The easy
Taco Bell and
alternative.
get like a bean taco thing, you know, whatever. So yeah, temptation's tough, man. And like,
For sure.
it's hard sometimes, even when you really want to do the right thing, you know, like you were saying, it's like, that's part of life, I think, is dealing with those. And then, you know, everything in moderation.
For
It's a
sure.
good way to look at stuff, I think.
Yeah.
Except
absolutely.
drugs.
Yeah,
Except
I mean,
drugs, yeah.
a little bit.
Some
but,
of my
you know.
patients try and say that. They're like, it's everything in moderation, right? I'm like, no, you're locked up here because you do so many drugs.
Yeah, that's not good.
That is not moderation.
Yeah, no, not at all.
I don't know, man. As far as, well, we don't have to get into all that. But as far as drugs go, you know, again, I'm just like a really spiritual person. A lot of people are like, that know me well, think I'm like a hippie, you know what I mean, or whatever. But to me, it's like, if it grows naturally, then it's okay, you know, in a way to use it. And there's a lot of people that do plant medicine retreats and get over like really bad trauma or really bad, you know, like abuse and like all kinds of mental health stuff. So, you know, when I talk about drugs, I do want to, you know, not clarify, like, I'm not fully sober, you know what I mean? I'm sober from alcohol. I don't do any hard drugs or anything like that. But, you know, certain plants that grow naturally, I think are okay to consume, you know, for certain reasons and everything. And yeah.
It is what
Just
it is.
throwing that out
Yeah.
there. I don't know.
No worries. No need to. No disclaimer needed. You're good.
Like, you don't have to do it right now, but
I don't know.
No, you're
I
good.
got it if you need it.
Right.
No, that's not what I meant at all. No, not.
Do not
Maybe
show up
life
to the
does,
show.
but I do not.
Do not show up at the studio waiting for him to come out looking for stuff. Please
No,
don't.
that is not what I was saying at all. If that's
Not
what
the plug.
came across.
No. But no, I really want to thank you guys for coming out. This has been super, super, super dope. Appreciate you guys like sharing everything that you have too. I know that can be tough at times, especially everything that you guys have been through, you know, in the past couple of years, and but it's great to see the growth that you guys have overcome, and you know where you guys are at now with the new single. Make sure you guys go stream it, check it out.
You can buy it too.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that would actually probably be
Definitely
better,
can
right?
buy it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And while you're at it, buy
like-
Life's music too.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's only 99 cents to buy it, and then you own it. You know.
That's true.
Well, you own it for yourself. You know what I mean?
Faith,
So.
what about J Faith's music?
Yes.
Nah, just like
Just life.
Yeah. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. But yeah, you get the, you know, download it and have it for offline play for 99 cents. So the
That's
cost of everything nowadays, I mean, 99 cents is nothing.
Music is
you
still
know?
cheap. Let's go.
Yeah.
you can't even get a meatball for 99 cents.
You
That's
can't
right.
even get a water at a gas station for 99 cents anymore. Like even the small, like just simple no name brand waters, like $1.50, $2. Like
Yeah. I will say before we wrap, Arizona Tea still holding it down with the 99-cent can.
It's $1.25, I thought.
Is
yeah,
it?
they're $1.25 now.
Yeah.
But
I've seen 99 cents
they're
still
still
somewhere.
they're still
No,
dope.
It
But
says it. It says
It's
it. on the
Yeah.
$1.25.
But the tax.
But then they ring it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tax.
25 cents for tax.
that's because
Yeah,
all those
probably.
cans are 2 years old.
Yeah, maybe. Whatever.
No, I'm just kidding. But.
Shout out to Arizona for keeping it.
No,
real.
but yeah, thank
So-
you so much for having us on. And
Last thing, I notice you're still trying.
What?
You're still trying to get a
No.
deal with this.
Liquid Death.
No, I don't buy
That's
those.
just the
Or do
people.
I don't buy
Or
those.
do you just like it?
It's
Because
the-
I don't like it either. I don't buy it. I don't like
hate
it.
Liquid Death. I
Because
drink it
last
because
time
that's the only water here.
No, we
They
were.
don't have smart water here.
Last time
It's
I
our
was
only
here,
option.
you guys were trying to, get
No,
on
honestly, like,
on
yeah,
the site.
the jig is up. I hate liquid
Now
death,
they're
so
gonna
I'm
see it
on
'cause y'all just
camera
dissed
every
them.
week
Yeah.
pretending like I like this.
Well, they
I
had witches.
hate the way this
I don't
tastes.
know. I had my own personal reasons for not drinking it anymore. We can talk about that after. But
All I have to say about that is I saw you drinking it a bunch. You talk about it on here. I had no idea that they had water. Like I thought you
That's
were
what it
drinking
was.
some type of like energy drink or
No.
some type of weird shit. And then I got one at a show. I asked for water and they handed me a white can of that. And I was like, no, man, I asked for water. Like it's water. I was like, in a can?
yeah,
It was
Saving
alright.
Yeah, it's
the
awful.
environment. For the
The
environment.
first time I saw it, for the longest time, I thought it was beer.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't think it was beer on the show, but I thought it was like an energy drink. And then I'm like, wait, they make water and then they do flavored stuff. I
Sorry,
don't know.
I didn't know it was a touchy subject. I was really just busting the balls.
It's like, no, it's awful, but it's here, so we drink it.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
don't do drugs and don't drink liquid death,
Yeah.
all right? Drink green juice. It's better for you anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the clip right there.
Right.
And if you do drink liquid death on camera, pretend like you like it.
Yeah.
Big
Don't
fact.
show it in the face.
Yeah, right. Fix
Shout
your face.
out water in a can, I guess.
Shout out
I
water
don't
in a
know.
can.
No, but for real, man, thank you for having
Of
us
course.
on. Thank you guys for having us on. It really means a lot to
Definitely.
be here and to come on
Absolutely.
and talk about what we have going on and share a little of our story. And we got new music coming out very, very soon. There'll be some announcements soon, and we're
Sorry
super
we didn't
excited.
give you guys any time to talk.
You're the guest. You should
Yeah,
I
it's
know,
you
I
guys
feel
We would
anyway.
rather y'all talk
What do
about
we?
yourself.
We
Like,
don't.
wanna
You're
hear
the
from you guys.
guest.
Oh,
You're
thank
the
you.
guest.
Yeah,
I
it's all
feel like
about
I talked a little more than I wanted
Hey,
to, but
that's,
hey.
you guys are here. It's for
Yeah,
you to
but-
share your story. So,
I'll say it after.
all right.
Thank you guys.
Well, I want to thank everybody
you for being here.
for tuning in. Appreciate everybody. But until next time, my name is Jay Faith,
My name is L.Y.F.E.
And I'm Kayla.
and we got
Be Snair.
and
Vincent Tesoro.
and love.
and Krispy Pics. What's up?
Peace and love to everybody.
Hey,
yo.
Right Mind Wednesdays podcast. God bless. Shout out to MOCG. God bless everybody. Until next time, Right Mind Wednesday podcast. We'll catch y'all next time. What's up?
Yeah, I was gonna say you gotta
What's
get it to us. Yeah.